The narrative of Texas history is very diverse, and our goal is to help the Commission tell the stories of all of the people of Texas.
The Texas Historical Commission has a lot of projects and programs to come, but we need the assistance of the Friends of the Texas Historical Commission in order to fulfill our mission.
We're able to bring private philanthropy to the partnership with the Commission in order to cover the funding gaps between the amount of money the Commission gets from the state and the cost of the various projects.
That means that we can work quickly, we can be nimble, and we can think outside of the box.
When we approach the legislature and state leadership, it is much more impactful if we have private funding that will go towards the completion of whatever project we're talking about.
That also enables us to support the Commission in preserving historic sites, archaeological assets, and other historic preservation projects in perpetuity.
But we also know that history has been filled with struggles and triumphs. There's a complexity to our history.
I became very attracted to the idea that Texas is working hard to expand their narrative.
To tell the diverse stories of the state, not only through research, but also through the people who are parts of those different diverse communities.
Creating opportunities to expand our audience.
To create a broader and more expansive movement within historic preservation.
In 1995, the discovery of a shipwreck created the Friends of the Texas Historical Commission. A ship belonging to the French explorer La Salle that sank in 1686. It was a very significant discovery, and because of that, we knew we needed to raise a lot of money to excavate the ship. The state of Texas would come in with a significant portion of the money, but we needed other money from the philanthropic community of Texas.
So we organized the Friends, and within 10 days we were in business, and we were raising money, going to major foundations to provide protection for the site until it could be excavated. And eventually the entire ship has been restored and is in the Bob Bullock State History Museum as its major permanent collection.
So yeah, school's on the porch. I think you could do two groups here, right? I'm Brian McCauley, and I'm the site manager of the San Felipe de Austin State Historic Site. So this is our replica Ramage press, which would have helped us tell the story of early printing in Austin's colony. San Felipe de Austin was the first significant project for the agency that was going to involve building a visitor experience literally from the ground up. We had capital support from the legislature, but this project was going to need outside private funding. A really important part of the Friends' approach to this project was both their willingness and their ability to think way outside the box. Cash flow requirements for this project had us thinking really creatively, and the Friends were able to get an extended line of credit so that we could keep monies moving on the schedule we needed while they were securing pledges and making sure the donations were moving in the right direction. The Friends built a great set of relationships with funders, and through the course of this project, we were able to raise almost $4 million to support building a fabulous historic site.
One of the projects we're working on right now is the restoration of the buildings at the Caddo Mound Historic Site, which were destroyed by a tornado several years ago.
This beautiful land that is Caddo Mound State Historic Site is the ancestral land of the Caddo people. It's still sacred for them. It is where their ancestors are buried. The Friends of the Texas Historical Commission have been central to formulating a capital campaign that will allow us to build a new museum here at Caddo Mound State Historic Site and an education center that will be a central point to bring the Caddo people back to this site to help tell their own story.
All of our culture, it survived because we brought it with us. But I think we need to bring it back home. There's going to be signs in the exhibit with Caddo words on them. This is not a museum about Caddo people. This is a museum that Caddo people are a part of.
As we're looking forward, forging ahead to build this new museum, I am looking forward to what lays ahead of us. This is a part of who we are, and this is a part of who we will become.
The centrality of young people in really the transmission of culture is really, really important. But when young people are outside of this whole process of storytelling and story making, we lose out. We lose out on a substantive, important thread of that historical narrative and the transmission of that. So the use of technology has really become embedded within how the Friends and the Texas Historical Commission are doing their work. This is intergenerational. The question is, how do we capture multiple generations so that they can pay attention to history, the heritage, the stories of the past, and to how new stories will be shaped that are historically informed? And so focusing on virtual platforms has been important for us. Nothing really replaces the in-person experience, but it is a way to enhance, to augment, to create more opportunities for viewership and for people becoming part of the process of understanding history.
The Levi Jordan Plantation Historic Site provides an opportunity for the state of Texas to talk about pre-Civil War Houston, Brazoria County, to talk about the role that slavery played in the development of Texas. The Friends are equipped to go develop this story, not just in Houston, but all over the state. It's a tough subject, but it's one that we need to explore, to talk about, and to help educate our visitors and our school children.
So my current role at the THC is actually an educator and interpreter at Levi Jordan Plantation as well as Werner Hogg Plantation.
The Preservation Scholars Program gives us an opportunity to work with and identify students who are interested in preservation.
I work hand in hand with Kennedy Wallace, a member of the Preservation Scholars Program.
Thank you for coming to the Werner Hogg Plantation. My name is Kennedy Wallace, and I'll be giving your tour. Being a preservation scholar has impacted me tremendously because once I got more into the program, I became more focused on the cultural aspect and the heritage behind a building or a site. In about 1826, Martin Varner had over 4,000 acres. And I love that because when people talk about preservation, they only talk about historic homes. No one really talks about how it affects people and how it can help build communities. Yes, ma'am, for punishment.
I'm very happy that the direction is to include young people as participants and young people and their voices in chronicling the history of Texas.
They're helping to expand historic preservation and be able to tell histories that have traditionally been overlooked but yet are so significant to our Texas history.
Okay, so raise your hand if you want to try it.
We're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Friends of the Texas Historical Commission. So please join us as we close out this first 25 years of our existence and look into the future of the next 25 years.
We have a few big projects lined up that will really require the assistance of the Friends of the Texas Historical Commission. Washington on the Brazos is going to see a complete refresh of their exhibits. We're also working on a similar project at San Jacinto, and eventually we'll be raising some funds for a major visitor center reconstruction there.
And I really do believe this is only the beginning. Texas history is going to have a very much brighter future.
Can you rope something?
We want to be able to tell the real stories about the real places and the real people of Texas. So that as you're walking down and seeing something that just sparks a little bit of interest, that you know that you've been a part of that.
Yeah! Whether it's state, local, or national, a government entity is going to be significantly more successful with a partner. For us, the partner is the Friends of the Texas Historical Commission.
Become a partner with us in helping the Commission preserve and tell the stories of the history of Texas.